a six-pack. Heavy metal over a six-pack.
Give me a beer.
That's usually what I do when we do the interviews.
I'm not a technology buff, but isn't our audio on that one as well?
Technically?
Yeah, like that would be a nightmare.
But the only thing is I can't separate it to play with the volumes.
That's correct. So we just need to be like super duper like.
Have we ever been super duper to begin with?
No, we're never super.
So.
Duper. But that's not the
I think
point.
it's super duper enough.
The show is not called Super Duper.
Well, it's funny because
heavy metal over a six-pack.
He's never met.
Anyway, so we have been drunk this whole time.
That's debatable. So he's never met Dave, and Dave has like his volume is always like.
You should up yours.
Way up here. My volume?
I don't feel like we hear you.
Yeah, but I have a condenser mic, so.
Yeah, but you still.
But I'm also like congested, so you're gonna hear like the whole time, and people don't want
That's
that.
fine.
I'm gonna think it's Lorna Shore going on here. All right.
Oh man, look at my pink peak. Dude, I fucking nailed that one. I should hold on to that.
I'll turn you down now because you pointed that out. Okay, alright, now. Alright, Marcus, let us in here.
Hey guys, what's up, man?
Start this.
This is the Heavy Metal Over Six Pack podcast. Every so often we gather a certain group of people together and talk about some stuff with some stuff in it. And since Dave was way too important for us today, we decided to bring in a third voice, and we invited Christofer with a K to join us today.
Last name with a K.
Christofer.
There you go. Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time somebody said Christofer with a K, I actually thought about it. Where did the K go?
Before the R.
Everyone messes my name up. It's Christofer with an F too. That's the best part.
It is Christofer with an F.
Is that
That's true.
actual license?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So you spell
yeah.
your name like the dictionary definition. It sounds like Christofer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes. Yes. My
So
dad
amazing.
was in a rush at the hospital, and he was writing Christofer, and instead of PH, he blasted out an F.
He's like, fuck that kid.
I can't. I don't know what to have with
Yeah,
two letters.
man.
I gotta stick to one.
Well, my dad smokes a lot of weed, so he was probably baked.
That's,
He
that's
probably just shredded through there, wrote it down.
I honestly figured you were just very German. That's a very German way to spell
just
it.
wasn't-
I am German. I am German too.
Okay,
My
so
last
yeah, maybe
name is
that's-
German. My
Yeah,
last
yeah.
name is German.
He wasn't
makes sense.
PH fat, that's all.
That's true.
But yeah, Christopher
Anyway.
with a K joins us today. Christopher with a K is probably way more professional than we are. He's also on a podcast. You want to plug your podcast right in the beginning here? That way,
I like
only
that.
listen for 3 minutes.
Yes, Distracted and Disorderly podcast. We are everywhere. We're on YouTube visually. We're at Spotify, Apple. We're everywhere you can listen. You can watch us. You can hear us. You can see us. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Fucking everywhere.
Everywhere.
I'm so glad we don't do any of that. It just sounds like a lot of work.
It's not that we don't. It's just
We're just so bad at it.
So
Yeah.
hard, dude. It's so hard.
it's a lot to keep up with.
Well, we do this thing we have to adult.
Socials, trying to do my own socials, trying to do that. That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, no, are we
exactly.
losing
That's
Christopher?
true.
No, I have shitty internet in the basement. So.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
His voice is still there.
Did I
He's-
freeze?
Yeah, but we can still hear you,
You
so
did
that's
the
all that
robot,
matters.
it was
As long as you can still hear me.
No, it
So what
was-
happens when this house has 97 devices that use Wi-Fi,
Yes.
and 3 of
Yes.
them are mine.
Should I close my laptop?
No, probably.
But anyways, we have a fabulous show. I forgot what I was talking about earlier. That would have been fun on the radio, so we're not going to bring that up again. But we have a fabulous show laid out for you, full of heavy metal news and a main event, as we normally do. And myself and Anthony are gonna just drink beer
Oh yeah, what are you guys drinking?
I got some night shifts at the moment.
at the moment. It's that Whirlpool Hazy
Whirlpool.
Pale Ale that you probably didn't partake in at the last band practice.
No, because I only had 2. My last 2.
Oh, cat's
I
out of the
partook.
bag. Okay, look. So if
I
You
partook
partook
in the
in the whiskey.
Christopher with a K
Yes.
is actually our new guitars. When I say our new guitars, that is the band that we don't speak of normally on the show because
Green
we don't
Day.
like to cross our streams. Yes, absolutely, Anthony. It is Green Day.
Told you.
Congratulations, Christopher with a K, new guitars for Green Day.
I'm rich.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah,
Boom!
but
I have a bank account.
But really, are you? That would be the local Massachusetts band Pralium, but again, we don't like to cross our streams, so that would be the end of that. That's how we know him. So he's a fellow musician, a fellow podcaster. It sounded like a good idea to bring him on because Dave said he's too cool for us.
Yep. Which pretty easy to do. Yes.
Now, who is Dave?
Our normal third host.
Okay, so you usually have a third host.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's usually the color guy, so we would be like the play-by-play people, and like he would be the color guy. So like
The
he
color
would, like,
commentator.
Yeah, like he would just
Yeah.
like laugh and like make comments and stuff. And,
My
like,
favorite thing that Dave does if you be having a conversation, let's say your sentence is, there's a bird in the tree. Somewhere he'll pick a word and just say it again in a funny voice.
Not a real bomb.
So you'd be like, yeah, there was a bird in the tree, and he's like, in a tree! And I'm just like, it fills the void, you know what I mean?
If it meshes, if
Yeah,
it meshes together, well, why not? Why not?
Also-
You know.
He also has an amazing close that we have never mastered. Like that guy just like rifles it off like right off.
He has like the ending to our podcast that he does like
Okay.
flawlessly every time, super fast.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
an amazing closer. We'll miss
Yeah.
him.
It's a good thing to have.
Other than that, like we're just like, yeah, I guess we're done. Bye.
Also, we live by
Just cuts you off with the closing.
we live by our tagline a little bit by we digress.
Oh, we digress a bunch.
Quite a bit.
So far, like the 7 minutes of this episode, we probably actually digressed right
Yeah,
now.
we haven't talked about anything of
actually
importance
gotten into anything
at all. Yep.
Trust me, I know that. That's why ours is called Distracted and Disorderly.
You got it right off the bat.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, cool, metal music and beer, and then like, what the fuck happened?
So anyway, Christopher with a K, welcome. Anthony, welcome.
Hey,
Marcus,
thanks,
welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you
start
for
this
having me.
Let's start this fucking chaos. Let's.
Chaos. See, I can be Dave too. Yeah. So let's jump into some news here.
Heavy metal headlines.
I guess I'll roll with a local one. Marcus actually brought it up to me previously. So, if anyone knows of the Feet or Fet in Rhode Island, what would you consider it? Club? Venue?
Yeah, the Fet nightclub,
Yeah.
Rhode Island,
So,
Providence.
yeah. So there
I've
was.
actually been there. Actually,
Okay.
I'm a little bummed about this one. I actually enjoy this venue.
Yeah, it's cool. They got like 2 stages and then technically one
Although I know
upstairs
they
and like
changed,
somebody's
like,
room.
ownership or management like in the last like 2 years, but regardless.
Yeah.
Continue.
So, We Came as Romans actually played, like last month or something like that. It was very,
Like,
very,
last like week.
yeah, it was very recent. So essentially, to set the precedent here, I'll read the headline first. So We Came as Romans canceled last night's show due to aggressive security guards. So so normally in this place they have like the signs like no mosh pitting, no crowd surfing, stuff like that.
Which
That's
is
becoming more
posted-
prevalent, I've noticed these days, too.
Well, the thing is, that's also posted at every single venue. That way, they cannot get sued once you mosh
Something
pit
happens.
or crowd surf and like get dropped on your head and like break your neck. They'd be like, "Well, the
Yeah.
sign was up there that says no mosh
Right.
pitting or crowd surfing." So that's actually like everywhere.
So I guess We Came as Romans sat down with like the venue owner and whatnot, and they actually worked out kind of a plan. Like moshing's fine, and they were just against the crowd surfing, which they kind of met in the middle. And that's fine. You know, we'll do the 3 rule call for the crowd surfing, and then just moshing is totally fine, no problem.
Okay.
So, so according, this is coming from the statement. So yeah, like I said, they talked about the briefing beforehand, and despite the briefing, fans were wrongfully and aggressively dragged out of the show during Body Snatcher's set, who was the opening band. We Came as Romans touring crew.
Yo, Body Snatcher, by the way.
Ooh.
Sorry, Body Snatcher's
Like the
heavy.
movie? Oh, the band?
The band,
I
yeah.
mean,
If you haven't listened to them, check them out, dude. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine. The We Came as Romans touring crew actually went outside to talk to security about the fans they had removed, and I guess things got real bad. Why is this twice? So the security team did not respond well. So when they went out, it escalated further to the point of spitting in our crew's face, spitting on gear, threatening physical violence, and someone having to be physically restrained.
Can I verbatim this a little bit for you?
Sure.
Because I've actually read a lot of this. I've been following this post like quite a bit. So Body Snatcher was actually the second band that, that played on this. Like I think there was 5 bands on the bill. Body Snatcher.
Amir, I think Amir was on it too. I think.
Right. Amir, I think, was actually supposed to follow Body Snatcher
Right.
because it was like Amir, and then, or Amir is right before. It doesn't matter. They might have been right before.
That's a beefy bill, by the way. That's a beefy bill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's sexy as hell.
Loud.
But like Body Snatcher, so like what happened was like Body Snatcher was actually up there. There were some issues with the actual mosh pitting of the crowd. The security team for the Fed actually got involved and were not only removing people from the venue, but like the stories that were being told by the stage crew, they were saying they were being like literally manhandled. Like, so if they were out there mosh pitting, like they were getting tackled and like violently like dragged away from like the situation, kind of a thing. At that point, the tour security kind of got involved and had said to the Body Snatchers, like, hey, people are getting removed from the venue right now for like moshing to your crazy, cool, heavy music. And Body Snatchers said, how about this? Fuck security, we're out of here. At that point, there was actually an altercation between the venue security and the tour security, and that's when the swearing and the spitting and all that stuff came. Like the Fet Music Hall was like, "No, fuck you!" Like started spitting at like security guards. It's like, all right, well, you just kind of fucked yourself because now like Emir and fucking We Came as Romans are like, yeah, that's cool. We're not going on.
Yeah, so
like, this is no longer safe.
Yeah, so they pretty much said, out of abundance of caution for the protection of all of our fans and the touring parties, all 4 bands and crews, and the venue staff, all parties agreed that the best move was to just cancel the show. They did refund everybody who, obviously get tickets and stuff, which is good.
Yeah,
but
go back to your initial purchase.
What about the spitting though? Like, what security guards spit? Like, their whole job is to manhandle you out of the venue. They're spitting at each other.
Yeah, so I mean, clearly they don't know.
There's actually an altercation between the tour security and the venue security.
Yeah,
and that's when
you would think that would be fists. Yeah, you would think that would be fists immediately. So they're spitting at each other.
Yeah,
but. This goes back to like they supposedly had like a pre-show meeting. It's like, okay, this is what's going to be expected. I mean, we have these bands, like there will be moshing, there will be this. Like, are you cool with that? And
right.
I mean, I've been to me and Anthony have been to venues. Like we went to see Avatar at like Paradise Rock Club. That guy was begging for a mosh pit, and everybody was just kind of like, no, we can't. This is a friendly venue, but
you know what that's going to do, right? That's going to push a lot of this.
He's trying to make a good point too, and I think we lost him. Chris, I love you, and I miss you.
You froze. Can you hear me?
There we go. We got it back.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
My internet connection is on.
What I was saying was they're gonna push. This is gonna push everything right back to the DIY side of things, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And it's gonna be sucky for clubs because it'll go right back to us. Like you guys like to do already. You rent a hall, you put a show on,
right.
And when it gets back to that kind of stuff, clubs are gonna be hurting.
Anthony, do you have the Fed's rebuttal?
I do.
Okay.
Which is kind of what
so I don't want to steal your lead, but there is a rebuttal from the club.
I love it. Let's go.
Allegations of aggressive security at a recent We Came as Roman show. Blah 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 blah. Points of blah blah blah. Blah blah. Figure strength. So now the FET Music Hall has issued their own statement, painting a very different picture of the events. According to their statement, there was one patron that received multiple warnings throughout the show and was eventually taken out during Body Snatcher's set.
And we all know this guy.
Literally got body snatched.
So he's a guy that got like, he had 20 beers prior to said show and like just wanted to like kind of like mix it up.
So one of the, which is kind of why the tour people stayed in, kind of stepped in, but I guess one of the bodyguard or security guards was actually like smashing this person's face like into the pavement. Like it was like,
I believe it,
very violent. Like it wasn't just like get out of here. It was like, yeah.
I've seen security get a little too out of hand before.
At the end of the day, it was a so the Fed's going to claim that there was multiple warnings. It's like, hey, here's warning 1, here's warning 2, here's warning 3, here's warning 4. Like you're literally like, we're gonna remove you, and then warning 5 was, yeah, we're gonna murder you. So
It's like
it went from like to kicking you out to the curb to pummeling your ass on the street. Like that's excessive, though.
I think the other problem that they highlighted was that like the crowd reacted to the removal of this person.
Sure.
And this is where it gets like a little bit hairy, because like I can understand as a security guard if I have to remove this entity like from the venue, and like I go out there and remove said entity from the venue, like whatever mistake that I possibly make, but if there's 100 people around me that think that I'm fucking up right now, and now I'm getting attacked by 100 people.
I've seen plenty of people removed from shows, like in the pit and stuff.
We usually recognize
and it's
it, though.
never gone to.
We usually recognize it's like a mosh pit. It's like that guy's out of fucking hand.
Usually somebody's
like,
being a prick somewhere, and like everyone's
and, like,
aware
and
of
then
it.
we all do the
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
like
fuck that
that's
guy.
Usually
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
So-
it's usually that one guy crowd killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So verbatim here from what their feed has actually said. We first want to start by apologizing to the patrons who spent their hard-earned money on tickets to what should have been a fun night of catching their favorite bands. We are sorry that your night was cut short. The safety of our patrons is vitally important to us. We sincerely apologize to anyone who has felt unsafe. We are sad, upset, and embarrassed by the way the show was cut short. Additionally, we apologize to the dozen of talented professional members of our venue staff who take pride in their work ethic and their contributions to the live music and arts communities, and do not deserve the violent threats and negative attention being directed at them over the past several days. That's all they said. There was no like picking there's no defense there. It's just saying like, we're sorry that it happened and you shouldn't be mean to them. Like there's no like, well, this happened instead, or there's no like other side.
So they're full. So I feel like that's a. So I have their full statement right in front of me.
Give it to me, Mike.
Like I'm not. I won't give you all of it, because like we'll probably be here like the rest of the show, like reading this thing. But many of your read, commented events took place at Pet Music Hall on Sunday. Blah blah blah. We do not feel that what has been presented is a fair representation of the event. They go into basically like the multiple warnings that they go into with this guy. As a venue, we want to address many of the concerns and accusations we have spent the last few days, blah, 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 blah. On Sunday, members of our staff, a representative from our co-promoter and the tour manager had a routine security meeting, so he outlined that. That security is well trained in how to address situations as were anticipated on October 22nd, 2023, so we know how to handle mosh pits, is what they're saying. Unfortunately, during Body Snatcher's set, the patron who had received multiple warnings became involved in another altercation with other attendees. At this point, due to several warnings the individual had received, in parentheses, 5 warnings. Yeah, whatever. Go away. Thing. FET Security determined that this patron needed to be removed from the venue. Rather than allow FET Security to do its job, it was at this moment that several members of the touring party then inserted themselves into the situation without what we believe to be the appropriate context as to what was taking place and why. A member of the touring party then whispered something in the band's ear, and Body Snatcher then decided to end their set, yelled, "Fuck security, we are done here," into the microphone as they walked off
Yeah,
stage,
there's a video of that.
further angering the crowd and directing their anger toward Fett's security, placing members of the security team in an unsafe position. I can actually understand that one. Members of security and members of the touring party became involved in a heated argument. A few minutes later, Fett was advised that We Came as Romans and Amir were not going to go on stage, and the show was effectively over. Then deeply sorry.
So my question is, we've all been playing the music. We played music on stage for a long time. We've seen a lot of bands. Maybe I'm biased because I play music, but I kind of err on the side of the band in this one. Did the band like see a reason to have their people get involved? You know, because we're not talking Travis Scott here, you know?
Right.
This isn't a Travis Scott situation. I've been to so many I've seen Hatebreed stop the show to help security, but I've also seen Hatebreed, you know, bands like Hatebreed stop the show to tell security to stop being assholes.
Right.
So like in that situation, without being there, it's hard because the club's gonna, you know, you're gonna get in two sides of the story, but I'm biased, I guess.
I've seen those videos as well, and like, I mean, as an artist, like if I was given the opportunity, I mean, I would err on the side of like public safety kind of a thing. Like I would never want to encourage like I would never be a fuck security guy, because like, the security is there actually for your protection as long as they're doing their jobs appropriately, kind of a thing.
Have you ever been somewhere where the security was out of hand?
Oh god,
because I don't want to name venues, but I've been at venues where they've gone way overboard.
I've been a patron at venues where it's like you would fear for your life. It's like some guy lights a doobie, like four guys behind you, and like they're death staring you. It's like, bro, man,
here's my hands.
I see what's happening right now, and I don't want to do this. Like, these are not the drones you're looking for. But I've also I've never been like and I would never want to be like that touring act. Be like, oh, like I'm not gonna be like F security, F authority, like all this crap, like tear this establishment down, kind of a thing. What unfortunately happened was, I think there was like just two entities, and you know what? The Fett has just been under like a whole lot of scrutiny, like since they changed like their managing partners and like the promoting and like all that stuff. Like there's just been, I know there's a lot of hate towards the Fett right now, but the fact that they had this national thing happen, and dude, that dude could have been
not help them.
That dude could have been a complete fucking psycho, and like not being there. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a victim.
That's the hard part,
Exactly,
back and forth. If there was one, and just to be real, if there was one cocksucker that was basically going to ruin the thing for like everybody else, and like the venue like overreacted. And it could have been the thing. They could have dragged that guy out there. They could have fucking curb stomped him. Like, he might be fucking dead right now. Like,
nobody intervened. Like, no, for sure.
Like American History X style. Like, put your fucking.
I mean,
I do shit.
I guess I go on the side of the fans usually. I've physically been at and played shows where I've seen security literally throw like a teenager downstairs because the teenager got mouthy. He wasn't even that out of hand. It was more like he was like, fuck you. And security was like, oh, yeah, and threw him down like 8 to 10 stairs. And this kid was like 14. Security was like 30.
Sucks,
you know, so that's why like these stories come up and it's like, oh, when you're not there, it's so hard to judge what happened. You know,
I've been at a venue where it's like they get all violent with a dude because he's high. It's like, dude, you don't have to get fucking mad at that guy. Just give him a
He's
fucking
way
sandwich.
less violent than he should.
Exactly. He's the last person.
He's not on meth, dude.
He'll walk outside with you holding your hand. Like, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he'll probably be like, want to smoke in my car?
Yeah, right. No, exactly.
Yeah, that's a sad situation though, unfortunately, because like it's gonna make it harder for bands, hardcore metal bands, to go to these venues, and they want to slowly cut them out. You know, and
it's gonna crush the Fed, especially like locally.
It's gonna, because
like
you know what, metal's coming back, dude. That kind of music's coming back. So
the local scene is like kind of like embracing this, and like something has happened at the Fed. Like I knew the promoters that were at the Fed for like a couple, I knew of the promoters, I should say.
Let me cut you off, but I remember when we went there to see like Raven Black and Static X and stuff. And I remember the security at the front. He looks at me. Do you have any knives? I'm like, no. He's like, all right, come in. That was the security. That's what he had. And I was like, Okay.
I mean, nah, just have to say AK-47.
Oh, yeah, you didn't ask me about guns or, you know,
Got a hooker gun in my sock.
slingshots. You didn't tell me about that.
You're cool, bro. Go ahead, go on in.
No,
He's
not.
like, you have honest eyes.
It's weird. So weird. I was like, no. Weird.
So yeah, it's a inconclusive story. Two sides to every story.
I get worried about clubs doing that, like, because like a lot of the scene died years ago, started to die away a little bit, you know, here and there, and it got chiseled away, and now I feel like it's coming back, and bands are starting to do these bigger shows now and get into these venues, and people are starting to really show back up, and you know, and now this is going to put like another dent in that.
I think that's like the brutal part too,
especially
because,
if more clubs embrace like, yeah,
because the FET actually has the ability. The FET actually has the ability to handle a national act. Like they have, like that lounge is probably 1,000-person venue.
Yeah, it's good size.
Because they have the two stages. They have the lounge and they have the hall. The hall I said the lounge, but the hall I think is like a 1,000-person
it's a good
venue.
size. Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's a good venue for us, but like I said, there's been a management change.
And it's weird because if I mean, what I've noticed, I mean, I feel like the FET has been majority of metal bands and shows there. Like it seems to be the big chunk of it. So like,
I knew of the promoters. Like I know of, I probably shouldn't name them, but like there's like even Rambuticon Productions like was in the FET like on a regular basis. Like, and they were part of the festivals. They would bring a national act and they would make an all-day festival out of it with the two stages. So they would fill two stages of music, like starting at like freaking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and like
that's more reason they should be more equipped for these kind of shows. It almost seems like they were ill-equipped to handle the situation.
Right, ill-equipped, ill-prepared, didn't want to.
Yeah.
And this is where I actually, I hate to err on the side of the venue, but maybe this dude really was a cocksucker. Not that he didn't really get his like teeth kicked in.
Right.
Yeah, but that's where the weird line is. It's like, do you let the security drags him out? He goes outside and that's it, or you know? But
I mean, could it be like
someone saw him getting pot shot at? You know, yeah, they're taking pot shots at him and stuff like that. That changes everything. Even if he's an asshole, now you're like, wait a minute, dude.
Yeah, no,
you know?
And it's like, are they just, you know, ill-trained in de-escalation, you know, situations? I mean, like how...
Yeah, well, professionals are ill...
Well, according to their statement...
Trained in de-escalation. The police can't de-escalate.
Yeah, they are very trained according to their official statement, but...
Police can't even de-escalate half the time. I don't know about security at the FET.
Right. The guy, it's his nighttime, part-time job.
But anyway, somebody fucked up. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to hurt them. If they do majority metal hardcore shows, a lot of bands are going to be like, I'm not going there now, dude. We'll just go to Connecticut. We'll go to Mass. We'll go to Delaware, Maryland, whatever's around it, you know?
Other clubs in Providence enjoy the Vault.
Is it Alchemy or is that Connecticut?
No,
that's Rhode Island.
Yeah, the Alchemy.
Yeah,
that's Providence. Yeah. Might be, actually, that might be Pawtucket.
Okay.
Regardless.
Sure.
Rhode Island's like 10 feet long, so.
Good.
Yeah,
that's true. It's one big highway with a guardrail in the middle, anyway.
Pretty much.
Most every time I go to Rhode Island.
And a bunch of cracks in the ocean. It's like, Jesus Christ, why is the ocean over there? It's like, oh, that's right.
We're right there.
This state's only 50 feet wide.
It's
the only state you'll see a town and there's still a guardrail in the middle of the road.
But it takes 7.
With the wildest drivers possible.
It takes 7 hours to get for it, though. Fuck the mansions.
Yeah.
That's not true. Actually, the mansions are pretty cool.
I've heard good things.
I'd live in them. I would live in one of those mansions.
See, I couldn't live in a mansion, man. Like, there's too much space.
Well, they would have to stop doing the tours.
I have a terrible sense of direction.
You can't have a tour through my house. We're gonna put an end to that.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Chris, you got anything, Chris?
We call that a digression, sir. Yes. Oh no, we lost.
Any news? I did look at, there's a couple things that popped up when you mentioned it. When you mentioned it to me when you were in, I was like, hey, how do you guys do this? What's the deal? Like, my first thought was Chimera. I don't know if you guys listen to Chimera. but they keep teasing something going on, and they just booked that Incarceration Music Tattoo. Yeah, I never heard of Incarceration. I mean, I went to Tattoo the Earth back in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
The one tour, I went to that, but I never heard of that.
Never heard of Incarceration?
No.
It's a tattoo metal fest, man. It's like
Yeah.
tattoo metal fest.
Come on, dude. Yeah, no, but I thought that was kind of cool. I like seeing bands that I've a lot of my playing has been modeled after, because I heard them a long time ago, and that changed a lot of how I looked at music.
Kamara ripped.
Dude, I had their EP, that little 5-song EP from back in the day, right before they were on Farm Club with Mr. Matt Pinfield, and that like changed my thoughts on playing. Honestly, they're one of those bands.
They were bad men.
They were
bad
men.
I mean, like PH bad.
Back to that.
Oh, that Michael Jackson bad.
I
wouldn't go that bad.
I actually can't believe it's only been 14 years. Like I'm thinking of that. Like so, 2009. Like what did Kamara do in 2009?
No, they put something out 2014.
So, but they were saying like
Crown
this
of
like,
Phantoms.
So I actually have this like lifted up. They're saying it's like 14 years since they've gone on a festival, and I was like, really? But now even that you saying that like 2014, like they released something in 2014, like that's insane. Because like that's it to me. That feels like 1990 fucking 1990 something.
Yeah.
Power Trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually really liked that album they released in 2014. It had some good tracks on it. The reason I bring it up is I think a lot of cool bands are coming back around, releasing stuff. Job for a Cowboy just put out something new, and they haven't been around since 2014.
You know who just released 2 singles is Texas in July.
Oh yeah, they're an oldie.
Yeah,
That's an oldie.
Yeah. The new shit's pretty good too. See, I didn't realize it's the same singer to Error. I didn't know that.
Oh really? I didn't know that
shit.
either.
Yeah, same guy. And now that I listen to it, I'm like, no.
So you don't listen to Era for the singer though.
No. You listen to Era for the guitar work.
There's a lot of stuff going on with
There's
Era.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
I think
think
it's funny because me and Anthony were actually talking like before Air. We were just saying is like these tracks like come out and they're more simple, but like they have like a good groove, like a good rhythm, a good tempo, and like whatnot.
Yeah.
We're kind of getting like back to that mode. It's like, and I actually kind of said it's like we just had like a decade worth of like everybody is so fucking talented. Like we're all just like trying to out talent each other, and like riffing and soloing and layering and like all this other stuff. It's like at the end of the day, it's like sometimes I just want to be in a car and just be like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
And like a quick 2.5 minute fucking banger, just like punch you in the face and then play it like 7 times in a row.
And I've kind of brought that up in the same time. It's just like I feel like recently, like now, like the music that I'm getting grabbed by the most are like the simple ones that's like 4 on the floor, and it's just catchy, and it's just it's not wild, it's not like super fast. I mean, it's heavy, but it's more just like groovy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why Electric Cowboy I clicked onto them so well, because they're not like complicated, but it's just catchy, it's fun. You know what I mean? Like you enjoy the time while you're there. You know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of factors coming into play with that too, because a lot of younger people are starting to like discover new metal. I don't want to say rediscover because they never discovered it, but like a lot of younger people are like coming out and being like, I grew up on Korn, I love this, I love that. And I've noticed that with a lot of the younger bands out there. You watch interviews and they start asking who they like, and they just start spitting out like these new metal bands or bands that were really groovy. People are like Helmet still tours. You guys like Helmet?
I like Helmet.
I fucking love Helmet. They're still touring.
Really?
They're still kicking ass. Paige Hamilton is still ripping it up. They're still touring. They're one of the OGs when it comes to groove riffs, especially in that genre of like not super metal, but like their groove.
Yeah.
Riffs.
It's like, I mean, that's.
You hear that everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, like for a while I jumped back into like Clutch. You know what I mean? Like some of their older stuff, just because it's groovy, it's catchy, it's not heavy, but it's a good time.
Corrosion Conformity.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Corrosion Conformity discount.
I love those guys occasionally.
I don't think I ever listened to them really.
They're local, right?
Uh,
I don't think
could
so.
could not confirm.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Unconfirmed.
I somehow
They're definitely
doubt
been around for a long time.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Yeah,
it. It's like my real dad.
I don't know what that means.
not local.
No, like my real dad's in that band.
I've met your real
I'm trying to
dad.
make
He's
a
not
fucking joke.
he's
I
not
think it was-
in the band at all.
Go
I
like-
thought he meant not local.
Your dad
It's
works
like they're
for
like
the
my real
state or
dad, not
whatever.
around.
Yeah, my dad's definitely around.
I can't imagine your father being in any band, Marcus.
No, my father would not be in any band. My father actually retired. Congratulations, Dad.
Oh, good job, Marcus's father.
Congratulations, you made it.
Yeah.
Mark
The
Gothard
American
Senior.
the American dream has been reached.
Mark Gothard tells Junior there's a chance. You can be like me.
It's like playing Rainbow Road. I mean, you fall off a lot, but once you get to the end, it's you do
Hater.
See, I'm gonna see, when it comes to like the point of like retirement, I'm gonna be like too stupid. I'll start like 3 projects at that point, and I'll be like more busy. Than
So
I
like no
was.
different than now.
That's how you stay alive, though.
Yeah, but
You
like what do we talk about off air? I'm basically gonna incorporate fucking head going over a 6-pack, which means I'm gonna be a fucking CEO.
Nice.
Do it.
Yeah, DBA.
We'll make Anthony CFO.
Yeah. Can't find otters. Whatever that's.
And I think you can just keep naming just like so like just replace the letter between C and O. Like there could be a CAO, a CBO.
Now it sounds like Corey Taylor's new album.
CCO.
Mm.
What the fuck?
C-
CPO. It's like
CMFT.
chief cunt in charge. No, I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
Chief Cheerio eater. Alright.
Something wrong.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, something wrong with me.
Anything else, Chris? If not, I
No,
got-
I mean that wasn't too much. It just got me thinking about all the stuff that's still kicking around.
yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
Like I love when bands have staying power that don't get stale.
Yeah. There's plenty of bands that
Like
Kinda gets
I
stale.
brought up Korn a few minutes ago, and I love
their new shit's pretty
yeah,
good.
that's what I was mentioning. I brought up Korn, and like I love Korn, but I don't know. I was sticking with it for a while, but then like the last couple kind of got very like repetitive to me,
Mm.
you know. But I didn't listen to like their what they put some out like last year, right?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really listen
But
to
there
it too
was
much.
the
But
one I think we brought. I forget which album it was, but it's when they came back after the long hiatus, and they were kind of like heavy. I think the
I
song
think
"Cold."
that's the last one I
Cold was
listened
one
to.
of them, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, like I'm into this. Like we still got it. I mean, because their guitarist was gone for a little bit, and then he came back, so that was convenient. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of bands that I look that like they'll be like they released an album, and I'm like, what? Like, and you listen
Yeah.
to it, and you're like, I don't know, man. Like,
fucking
I'm just-
Taproot got back together and they're
they
booking
did.
big shows.
They actually released a song, I think. So,
I low key love that band, honestly.
That part's fun.
They have an album coming out this year,
Who they?
and our good friends in Inverter are actually playing with them in Connecticut.
No shit.
See, that's cool. Webster
I don't think it's Webster
or New Haven area.
New Haven.
Yeah.
They're from Connecticut, I think. Not Taproot Converter.
Taproot's like Ohio or
According
something,
to
right?
my previous
Or
conversation
Michigan.
with the guess.
I think they're from Michigan. I seen them once, and it was at the Webster, and that was a good show. It was fun.
I've only seen Taproot at like an Ozfest. And
Yeah.
I think they just played like Gift like 4 times in a row. Is what they called it. or Poem.
Oh,
That album came out.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I didn't realize you were just reading the label on the
The back of the fire extinguisher.
No, it's cool though. It's cool. I appreciate the wordplay. Like on anybody that should make fun of anybody's lyrics. Asshole.
Unless you're 5 feet as much, but I'm not gonna go into that. I have one more. This is related to Live Nation.
Not a fan, Chris. Is that what's happening? Anyway, Live Nation. Yeah.
I just picture Dodge Rams and shit like that when you say that name. But go on.
5 figure death punch. They gotta be white though. It doesn't count if it's not
Maybe
completely
see a
white.
crushed Bud Light can.
And they got the tailgate thing where you're like, whatever. Anyway, all right. So, Live Nation, they announced a program to offset travel and merch costs for touring artists. So, among the perks of this new program are $1,500 in gas and travel cash for artists playing select Live Nation club venues. So, this is only : qualifying for people who play at these Live Nation club venues, which there's a big list of them, and I don't know any of them, but
Of course.
kind of interesting. There's 77 participating venues, and they will not charge artists merchandising selling fees. Like I said, they offer the artist with $1,500 in gas and travel cash right off the bat, which would be wonderful. I would go there and be terrible, but at least I'd get $1,500.
Oh yeah.
Trying to think of it. So in my fuel efficient car, it took me, I think, $400 to get to Florida.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for gas. I mean, gas is expensive, but not that expensive.
I'm saying fuel
Damn.
efficient.
I feel like
to get to
gas is.
Florida
I mean,
from, like here.
400. Damn.
It's a,
Yeah,
it's
that's.
it's a tank bill every like 300 miles. It's 3,000. So times that by 10.
That's
so
true.
I guess the company pledged $5 million to Crew Nation, which is a global relief fund for live music crews. The company says it expects to disperse tens of millions of dollars to extra earnings to club artists and crew, which pretty much to kind of be able to do these things at these venues.
I just picture Sarah McLachlan singing in front of like sound guys and security guards and shit.
And
Sorry,
that makes
I
you
just-
wonder, though, if like
That's actually the.
if this becomes like a thing and it's kind of rotated, back into itself. I mean, how weird or the chances of like Slipknot playing at like the Fet or something like that that's small because they get these benefits and you know what I mean, and just make more money at these small venues and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's
My other
it's
concern
weird.
would be is like what level. So like we
I don't
put,
think
like,
what's you're saying Slipknot would make more money?
yeah, but
Well, you know what I mean.
we
That
put
was
like
just
we put like a letter
in
value
general.
on like some of these bands. Like we say like a B level band. A B level band is like that.
Oh,
one
okay.
that's, like, kinda
I was gonna say
touring.
Slipknot can't do small clubs anymore.
They
They would lose money there.
But, like, a B-level
I don't think they can
band-
afford Slipknot.
A B level band is one that's like headlining like the Palladium like downstairs, and like drawing enough ticket sales to like fill maybe like the floor, possibly the balcony if like they have like enough like proper support. So like what's like how many levels is Live Nation actually going to cover here? Are we talking like a 3-band? Are we talking
See,
a 2-band?
it
Are
doesn't
we talking
specify, which is super weird.
because this is the stuff.
Fucking
This is
huge
all
You
gonna-
know what I
tours.
mean? That's what I mean. Like how
It's all gonna go to bands, big bands. Yeah.
That's the thing.
But it doesn't even matter at this point because like Thy Art Is Murder a couple years ago came out and they're like, yeah, we made like 15 grand last year as a band. You know, I don't know if you guys remember that.
Same with Cradle of Filth. They did this
So
whole
even-
thing, and they like broke down like their whole thing for like the year while releasing an album with merchandising, and they're like, it's like we've each made maybe $300. Like it's just
Yeah, it's crazy.
insane.
It's crazy.
And Cradle of Filth is fucking ginormous. You know what I mean?
They've
They're
been- yeah.
huge. They're like they've been a band forever.
Right.
Yeah, early 90s at least.
Yeah.
But I kind of
There's a band that I follow on Facebook. It's Dead Reckoning. I follow Dead Reckoning on Facebook. I couldn't
Oh.
tell you one song of theirs, but like I follow them on Facebook for like whatever reason. Every single year, they actually do their own nationwide tour.
Mhm.
So they'll announce it like in the early spring, and they will literally announce the cities that they are going to go to, and then they just spend like the next 2 months like calling every one of those venues and trying to get like themselves in there, plus like a bunch of local support kind of a thing. So like, it's a self-funded thing and like whatnot. They seem to do well. They've done it every year for like the last 3 or 4.
I guess,
Yeah, they're definitely putting the work in. They got to be putting the work in.
Right. To kind of put a pin in this one. So the program is called On the Road Again, which is reminiscence to Willie Nelson's song, Road Again. So it follows to an extended campaign from artists protesting fees that venues charge artists for the privilege of selling their merchandise, which is, I think even we've run into that, correct?
Yeah, we
I
actually
think the Palladium did that, right? In theory.
they did for. I mean, they didn't do it to us, thankfully. But like I actually heard like downstairs, if you were downstairs, they would take a percentage.
Which is bullshit.
Um,
I don't like that.
just real quick, and I'll throw this out there real quick. I actually argued the fact, like, if there was like something to do with like the actual tax, like the taxing of actually selling like merchandise that was actually involved, and the venue could somehow be like reliable for like that, I would actually like completely understand like the fee. Because as a show promoter, I've had somebody approach me before. It's like, oh, what is this show for exactly? And it's like, oh, it's just me trying to get like some money in like the artist's pockets. Like I'm completely non-profit after my fees. Like everything goes out to the artist. It's like, are they selling merchandise at this show? Because like you need to actually have tax IDs and everything collected as the promoter. And I was like, why don't you go away? We don't need to talk about this anymore. So I mean, if that was actually like the thing, like if there was actually like a legal ramification for them actually selling product, which in the state of Massachusetts, if you sell something, it is subject to a fucking 11% sales tax. Or like,
yeah, but that's still up to you to claim it to the IRS, though. Like I feel like it's up to the bands to go on at the end of the year and look at their finances and be like, we have to pay taxes.
Unless there's something sneaky in like a Massachusetts law that says it's actually like
maybe it's up to a certain amount or something.
Promoter.
Or it's going to come down to the club hiring someone to sell your merch for you.
Correct. And that means,
which I don't. That's not cool either.
That means, and then you're like, oh, if you want to sell merch, you have to like pay like this percentage of this guy's cut to actually like stand here and like actually front that for you. But it's just a devil advocate view of it. Like if that's actually like the thing, like if the state can actually crack down on the venue and like charge them money because like there's actually merchandise being like changed hands. Because I remember Justin was taking like some serious freaking records of the stuff that like he sold.
Yeah, kind of do it in their own books or something maybe.
Right.
I feel like that would be a leap for the state, though. Honestly, with a venue, I feel like they're more worried about the venue just paying their property taxes, paying their other taxes. You know, they're already drinks. They overcharge the shit out of drinks. They're paying the taxes, all that extra stuff. You know, they're paying for licensing fees on everything.
A Palladium holds 5,000 people.
Yeah.
If every single one of those people spent like $50 on merch, I mean, you don't think the state wants a piece of that?
I don't think they would look at that. I don't think they would. I mean, I'm sure if they found a guy they hired, they'll go look into all that. But I don't know if they would even want to look at that. I think they'd be more reliant on the band claiming at the end of the year in their home state. Because that's another thing. If Mass takes all the tax from a huge band selling a pile of merch, and that band is really their tax information is based out of, say, Iowa, since you talked about Slipknot, like Iowa might have a say about that. I feel like.
Yeah, that out of state like purchase. So like, if we go across the border to buy a washing machine, like with no tax.
Yeah, I feel like states would start fighting over that shit.
He's supposed to technically claim that. It's like, I'm not claiming my fucking washing machine. No, he's like, piss off.
Yeah.
Piss off on it. But that was my only like rebuttal. Like if that was actually like the case, I don't know if that's the case at all. If the vendor is like greedy motherfucker, because there's so many things.
Seeing what they charge for drinks, they are.
Well, and not even that. It's like until recently. I mean, like even, and I hate to say the name out loud, but like even the Palladium is more of like a pay to play. Like if you can't sell X amount of tickets, like don't even bother like signing up for the show because they're not.
They want a guarantee.
Right.
They want to guarantee you're bringing someone in the door.
We want some fucking asses in the seats kind of thing, and it's like, all right, well, cool. Okay. You can't complain. We actually do pretty well at our Palladium show.
Yeah. I mean, anything's better than nothings.
That's true. A lot of things are better than nothing.
Unless it's like smallpox or something.
It's better than okay.
Alright, shall we main event this?
Yeah, let's main event this.
Okay. So coming out of
I was waiting for like a music to play or something to main event music.
That's post.
That comes later. That's
post.
I was trying to get all hyped up.
Welcome to the dry cut.
We gotta get like a soundboard. We gotta remove.
Well, once we put a board together and we actually approve the budget, like maybe we can throw that in there.
Yeah.
Once we incorporate, like this is happening. Like Heavy Metal Over Six Pack LLC.
Licensed licorice company.
Yes.
So I reached out a little to our community because we want to kind of come out of the spooky season a little bit we want to talk about some either wild or strange, you know, ongoing events that people have seen, whether on tour, at shows, playing shows, any of the works. I mean, technically, we kind of had that in our news because of the, you know, violent, you know.
That's not strange to
People.
though. That's just sad.
I mean, yeah.
I was hoping we would go for uplifting stories. Happy.
Well, I guess it'll be mixed bag, won't it?
Quite possible. Just telling you my hopes and dreams, pal.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're
Thank
all-
you for. I'm glad I was part of that. This is nice. Anyway, so reaching out through. Actually, we got this from the world metal scene. We got a few people respond. So this is from Josh M. Williams. He said, "I had a patron throw a fish fry at me at a sound check."
To that, I would say you're welcome.
A French fry?
No, fish fry.
Fish fry.
Oh.
So like fish and chips.
Uh-huh.
So a whole
Sausage
box
and
of goodies. Yeah, it wasn't like a piece of
Go!
fish.
a little bit of coleslaw.
You-
Like I would say that guy was looking out for the.
That Friday Lent
You look
special.
hungry. Like, I don't know.
I love a fish fry.
Cool, I guess.
Do you love yourself in fish fry?
Not.
That's the
like-
weirdest
no.
bribe I've ever gotten. Is just
Not
having someone
airborne.
throw a fish fry at me.
I'd probably not do a fish fry in Iowa. It's too far from the ocean.
Mm. It's just like potatoes and water.
Yeah, I don't think they have. They don't have leaks in Iowa, do they?
Ugh.
And I know zero about
We get
it.
mud skipper.
What?
It's like a loaded diaper.
Iowa to me is literally a Slipknot video. It's like a wooden shack with a bunch of like shirtless dudes hanging out.
A lot of trees. Corn.
Fields.
We
Yeah,
apologize.
fields and
We
shit.
apologize if we have Iowa listeners.
Yeah, no, you guys
Listen,
are
Iowa people, you are
I
all
hear
on a
ya.
Slipknot video.
I hear you have a capital. Good for you.
Des Moines.
Anyway, that's
Listen,
cool though, man. Like
it's just
somebody
a-
threw up like a nice like haddock bake down
Yeah.
the street.
Also, like,
Attic bake.
was the I mean, I
Clam bake.
like did this person pay for this? Like, is it like now I've wasted my food at this? It was at a sound check, so like,
We're gonna find out it's a door dasher. He just guy couldn't get his
This is
attention, so
yours.
he just huffed it at him.
no
Did
one
you
was-
order this?
Just take it.
He's sitting there with his headphones on, head down.
Fucking smash.
Fish fry in the face.
Austin Filipponi. I apologize if I ruined anybody's name because I will.
Oh, we suck at names.
Someone got pepper sprayed at the first show my old band played, which means everybody at the venue got pepper sprayed. Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
shit.
that
that shit-
reflection off of
Yeah,
you,
dude.
that deflection.
Yeah, no, that shit doesn't just like pinpoint. It just goes fucking everywhere. It's a violent thing.
There's like a stream and then a mist around it.
Yeah, it's not meant for precision.
I've never been.
Yeah. It's
you
meant
been
for
No,
emergencies.
but I've seen people who have been. It's a military thing too. A lot of people they do like the,
Yeah, I've
the
only seen
pepper
it-
spray or
I've
whatever. in
only
the
seen it in
face.
the movies. It looks awful.
Yeah, it's not. It's and you know what? Even in the movies, I feel like it's dumbed down because it gets gross. Like there's fucking snot coming out of you. I mean, it's gross. Like
Yeah, like they're still talking. They're like, oh, what? It's like I feel like if
Your
like,
mouth is,
something-
like, wide
something
open.
like super painful is being like shot in my face, I would probably just like be like.
I should open my mouth more.
I would just start. I would just start speaking. Just start speaking in vowels.
A-E-I-O-U. I mean, like, I don't know.
What a bad idea.
God.
Pepper
Yeah.
spray was a bad idea. Defend yourself another way. Price.
Eric Chapman, I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I was running crew for the Pantera Type O negative tour. It was always Bedlam.
It's always bedlam.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Mayhem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
craziness.
I didn't know what Bedlam meant.
It sounds biblical, like Jesus was born there, but it's mayhem.
Yeah, I went to culinary school, not word school. I don't know what any of this means.
So that dude, he didn't want to elaborate, but he saw some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like
That
Type
sounds
O-
like the tour you would see it.
No,
You ever seen the
no,
movie
no.
The
You
Dirt?
gotta tell me Type O negative and then Pantera. Like, talk about going fast as shit and then slowing way the fuck down. That's like a Four Loko.
That's like taking a shot of heroin right after a shot of cocaine, or vice versa.
And I bet it worked.
You need an upper and a downer. Oh, dude, Dude, the typo negative people were probably fucking insane.
Probably.
They're probably crazier than Pantera fans.
Probably.
They have big boots with heels on them and shit. They're just
They
yeah.
probably like
Shit
just like
kickers.
stood and like hovered over Pantera fans. It's like, step in line, and Pantera like, hey.
Yes, sir.
Just a bunch of faceless people because their hair is over it.
Yeah. It's like a Death Clock
Yeah,
video.
it's like a bunch of fucking cousin its, like with like fucking massive
Wait,
muscles and like
with
fucking
wrist cuffs and shit.
Like, yeah, wrist, and like they're like, fuck you.
Spikes are everywhere.
They all, for some reason, look like they work out. It's like Jesus.
Bitch.
Yeah, they're all 9 feet tall.
That guy was fucking tall, man. I would
Yeah,
never-
dude, Peter Steele.
Peter Steele, yeah.
Enormous.
Yeah, he was like 11 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, was
He always
scary,
looked
man.
real annoyed.
Yeah, well, if I was that tall, I'd be annoyed too.
You know, with the amount of hot goth girls that guy's been with, there's no reason ever to be annoyed.
Probably because his music took so goddamn long. It was like watching like the movie 300. If he actually would have played that thing in real time, it would have been like 45 minutes.
Yeah, the song "Summer Breeze" is like 7 minutes long. It's only like 3.5.
That's true.
It's like,
It's actually not bad though.
It's a good cover. It's a decent cover.
It's a great cover. We're making
Way
fun
to
of
make that
Type
song dark, dude.
No, we appreciate type of negative. Like, what it's worth. We make fun of everybody. Like, no exceptions.
So,
Oh yeah.
the last one we got from people, it's from Chris Acosta. So this is technically kind of like a video. I don't like to use the word TikTok, but it's a TikTok video. And I'm just gonna play it over the microphone.
Cover
The
everything.
airwaves. I like it.
He sent it to us, so in all fairness,
We own it.
yes, we do.
It's ours.
It's ours.
Mine.
Okay. Here we go.
Touring was hard. I'm just saying there's no reason that we should pull up to a venue and there be no signs on the building that say where we are. In my estimation, I'm going to assume we're not at the right place. So we make some phone calls and we hear, yeah, I mean, that's the address, so you should be at the right place. And I'm
That's
like,
the door.
yeah, but it's got nothing. Like, it's boarded up. There's a destroyed boat out here, and there's a trailer that says Mr. Balloon Hands. I have no reason to think we're at a venue that people go to or that I would play at. So
We're
it's been
expecting a big
15
crowd,
minutes
though.
on the phone and multiple phone calls. I turn around, and there's this old, creepy, skeleton-looking man standing there. And naturally, I'm shook, okay? I take a second to collect myself, and I say, is this the Onyx Theater? And the man pauses, and he doesn't say nothing for too long, and he goes, it'll do. I'm not okay with that answer. I'm not happy about it, okay? But I'm like, all right, can we let her here? Yeah. And he slides between the locks, and he says, don't let it close over. It'll lock you in or out. Is this a freaking haunted house? Where am I? What ride are we going on? Because this doesn't seem like a venue that I would want to play at or that people would show up to. Luckily, my band and one other band were there. That makes 2 bands, which is approximately 10 people. So we walk in, and by the way, Mr. Skeleton Man, yeah, he's gone. I've never seen him again. Like, he disappeared after he put the paper in the door. Never saw him again. But I'll live with that. I don't know what happened to him. Anyways, we go into the building, and oh god, the floors were sticky and they were grimy and they've never been cleaned, I promise you. But the place isn't too
Right.
big, and when you look to the
Yeah,
left,
right.
you can see that there is a stage. So it does appear that we are at a venue. You walk up closer to the stage, you realize that there's bloodstains on it. Now I'm thinking we might be at a haunted house. Because Mr. Skeleton Man is gone. It said Mr. Balloon Hands on the trailer out front. All of the creepy stuff. And then the blood on the stage. Almost the last straw for me. Guess I'm a masochist. Because I've seen this one door in the front. And I'm like, you know what? Nobody's gone in there yet. I'm going to check that out because I want to see exactly where we're at. Should I have done this because I haven't seen Mr. Skeleton Man since? I don't know. But I did anyways. Yes, I went in alone. Now, when I turn on my phone light, because it is pitch black in here, I can't see anything still. It's almost like a black void. But that doesn't deter me, so I keep walking. And as I walk in there, I see this old moldy couch that's all ripped up and torn, table with just about everything you could possibly imagine on top of it, and it looks abandoned. but it also looks inhabited at some point. Continuing onwards, because what else are you going to do? I walk a little bit, turn right, there's a little hallway. At the end of that hallway, there's a kitchen, or at least that's what it looked like, because there was a refrigerator. That's what makes it a kitchen, I guess. On the refrigerator, it said in Sharpie marker, "Don't steal my beer." And I'm like, oh god. Now this gets worse. There's vines growing in through the windows. Talking about this place does not look good, okay? And the one thing that I see when I turn around is a mirror in Sharpie marker written on the mirror. It says, Onyx Theater. So I turn around, I'm like, guys, we are at the Onyx Theater, all is well, let's crush it tonight. Anyways, tell me your horror stories.
So yeah, that's fun.
That was a
Wow.
lot of facts, like
So
put together.
thanks, Chris, for that.
I feel like
A lot of
TikTok's
Chris's
like
here.
15 seconds.
Yeah. I've definitely been at some weird venues too. Nothing quite that like horrific, but
I don't think I've been to a haunted house one. That sounds cool.
no.
I think was it Motionless in White played in front of Penhurst Penitentiary?
Ooh. See,
So,
that's
like, the
cool.
whole, they did like a live stream, so like their camera was set and like the whole place was like behind them with the lights and stuff. It looked pretty cool. It's kind of neat.
See, that's cool. I would love to do that.
And I think Ice Nine Kills actually played at the hotel that The Shining was based off of.
Yeah, last year.
The Overlook.
Yeah, which is
That's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Like it was like the hotel. Like
The
it
hotel.
was,
Good for them though. They leaned into that horror thing and it brought them places.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to remember the venue. Like this was like so many years ago. Like got invited to like the show, and it's like, oh yeah, there's like 4 bands playing. It's like, alright, that's cool. And like it was like literally down like this dirt road, like in the middle of like nowhere. It's like people actually show up here. And like it was almost like the same thing as like that guy's story. It was like this like one door. It's like, oh yeah, this is the yeah, guys, come on in, set your shit up over here. It'll be fun. Goddamn.
You ever play one of those towns where the town like almost a Rust Belt town where you're driving around and you're like, wow, everything's out of business. I haven't seen someone walking around, and then you show up at the venue and suddenly there's people.
This town is only made for this venue.
Have you seen?
I think I'm in a ghost town.
Have you seen where I live, Chris?
Yeah, pretty much.
You look like it looks like a nice town.
Yeah, we
See-
played it. We played a couple area bars. It's basically like that.
See, at least you have businesses that are open. I don't even have businesses. So.
We're Logan'sburg out.
Every time I'm out there where you are, it's dark though, and the lights all lit up. It just looks like a nice place.
Yeah.
Those are new.
Yeah, dude.
I figured
your-
everything
your,
looks
like,
new. It looks like
your
they painted the place.
Fucking landing strip for your fucking airplanes.
Yeah, like 3 planes have
It's
landed.
like we should have
have confusion. It's like, dude, this ain't Logan.
this is a 20-foot road. Let's put 87 lights.
It's
Just
a
'cause
20-foot
It
road
seems
with
absurd.
with
Yeah.
with like 20 feet worth of bike lane.
Like you could take every other one out.
You know what happens after you get off that main road for the bikes?
Yeah, it's dark as shit again.
That's why you have just like these weirdos with fucking bikes just like circling like up and down the street. I have nowhere to go.
Vultures.
I have nowhere to go after the main street. It's like, that's right. That's right.
I will take that 24-hour Cumbies all day though. That's the spot.
Yeah, that's
Oh, absolutely. Companies balls, but anyway, we digress. We're telling funny road stories.
funny road stories.
I got a cover band story.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Right, so in this podunk town that I live in. Now I hate to make fun of anybody's appearance ever because I am not an attractive man. That's why I'm on the radio.
Face for radio.
I can see you.
But there was this one time I was playing in this cover band. I may have been at a local town pub, and
I remember this one.
as a frontman, your job is to connect with the crowd. And I believe I might have played either bass or guitar for this one. I feel like there was an instrument in my hand. I feel like there was like a thing where I could not escape
That's probably the best.
what was going to happen to me. And we're just playing in this like little podunk bar, and like I was in a cover band at the time, like one of those things where you play like 3 hours of like hard rock music nobody gives a shit about. We had this crazy old broad screaming, "Kings of Leon!" And it's from like the backstage, and like this
Kings of Leon.
I'm gonna spare her name because I actually remember her name. She was actually a friend of ours for a long time, but like and again,
Yeah, the
I
Kings of Leon
hate to
guys.
make fun of like people's appearances, but she was a very large lady. And she would get right up to the mic stand and she just started twerking. And I was playing the song and I'm on the instrument and I'm singing the song and I'm looking around and like my guitarists and my bassists are all laughing at me and I'm like just thinking in my brain, I'm like, fuck you guys. This is what happens when you're in a fucking cover band in a little fucking podunk town, like some
Just gotta lean in at that point. Lean
comes
into
up,
it.
comes up and starts twerking on your microphone.
Accept it, baby.
Like she's the hottest thing in the planet. And I was just like, I hate.
But it was the
You know what you
Kings
do in that moment? You make her feel like the hottest thing in the planet.
Well, I tried. I did. Dude, Anthony can vouch for me. I'm a pure professional. Pure professional. I've never made fun of it.
Oh yeah.
Did good.
He's like, you did good.
Only because I don't remember, because I was so long ago. Plus, that was like a 7 fucking hour set, and that was too long.
Yeah, you black out after like 4 hours. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
It was the Kings of Leon thing that drove me fucking nuts.
I am
'Cause she
the
kept
King of Leon.
asking for Kings of Leon, and we kept telling her we don't know any songs.
Oh, I told her.
And she's like, "Well, can you just play one?" I'm like, going back to my previous response, no.
Yes, we're all virtuosos. Play the song for 10 seconds. We got it.
Let me check AI for you.
You're not on-demand musicians. That's my lame story. That's my lame cover band story.
Should I, I mean, we've talked about the Doom shots, so we can't really bring that up.
Of course you can.
Chris doesn't know the Doom shot story.
Does it count?
I don't.
We weren't technically playing.
Well, I said you can be at a show.
Oh.
You're not playing.
We can relive it. We can relive the Doom shots. You know what? We might have new listeners. Like we've been on. We've actually been on the air for a few years now.
Has it been that long?
5
5?
Yeah,
5 years.
Oh damn.
6, something like that, in that region.
Yeah, so we might have talked about like Doom shots like 3 years ago. So like those people don't know and what we're talking
I'm such a
about.
baby in this world. I just started in April.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Um,
5 years from now, you'll be like, dude, I'm fucking done with this shit. What are these
I'm
fucking
grizzled.
tards doing?
I'm grizzled in this fucking business. But yeah, I want to hear this story.
Okay, so I don't even remember where it was.
This would be at the Lucky Dog.
That's right, it was the Lucky Dog. So
or it might have been the Cove at the time.
it was the Cove at the time, because Lucky Dog was, yeah, because we didn't play there yet. Because we played when it was the Lucky Dog. And I got it.
Right, so that was before
That's even sorry.
That was before the Cove. The Cove was after.
Okay, the Cove was that. Okay.
Yeah. The famous Lucky Dog in Worcester, which is no longer there. Rest in peace. Is now a baseball stadium.
Yes, it is. So we're watching whatever band,
Or at least a parking lot for the baseball stadium.
pretty much, and they have like this little screen above the bar, you know, kind of like advertisements and shit. I think it was that Without Warning band.
I
or
was
whatever.
Without Warning band.
Yep.
And Tester.
Yeah,
Tester was there.
and so we're on the little thing. It said Doom Shot, you know, like the video game Doom. Like it was built like that, and it was like $1. Fucking dollar. Like I got $1. So me and Marcus is like, yeah, let's, you know, we'll do one of those each. So behind the bar is this, I don't know, cask or barrel, what the fuck do I call it? Like skull and crossbones on it, and like this pink ass liquid comes out when they poured it in the shot. So we're like, all right, you know, I mean, we've already given it the dollars, we might as well do this. So now, mind you, it's pink.
Yeah, this is an important detail.
Like somebody put a full-blown flamingo in a blender pink. It's bright, it's vibrant.
Yeah.
But as soon as it touches your mouth, all you taste is like, I don't know, caramel.
It's not pink.
It's very confusing.
It doesn't taste pink.
No, not at all. So we take the
Like,
shot,
there's a pink liquid. It doesn't taste pink at all.
and so
Tastes like
we,
browner. Yeah.
yeah, it's, I don't know, fabuloso, but like, so we kind of like asked the lady, so like,
What the fuck is this?
right, and they're
what
like,
are you mixing here?
and yeah, they're pretty much just like, oh, you know, whatever we have like small left in bottles, we just pour it in there.
This is the leftover quarter bottles. They just pour into this fucking thing, like that stupid fucking like that mason jar that you buy with the spout at the bottom at like the grocery store.
No.
Yep.
Why is it pink though?
That's what exactly. That's what
Sell
we're
out of me.
fucking talking about. You know.
But it starts to make sense that it's pink. It doesn't taste like pink.
Yeah, to
because-
this
It
day.
should just be like when you used to mix
Brown.
all the slush puppy flavors. You guys ever
Yeah.
do that at the
And
slush
it's just
puppy
like
machine?
It
Right, it
looks like
turns
brown.
like
Brown,
Yeah,
yeah.
like brown. This
That's like what it should be, right?
this is fucking pink.
It's pink.
And to a T, like 3 days later, 2 days
It
later,
was like a Sunday, and like
3
I'm
days
I'm
later,
sitting on the couch or whatever. And I'm like,
he
God.
feels like shit.
I'm like, I don't feel good. Like my
Message me,
stomach was bad.
Like,
Like,
dude, I've been throwing up. like
yeah, it
like
wasn't
a crazy
good.
bastard.
It was and then you responded.
It's like, yeah, dude, I've been throwing up since like fucking 6 o'clock this morning, man. Like, this is
So
horrible.
I'm pretty sure that whatever we drank,
So now that I'm like older and in my wiser years, what I actually think happened was all that alcohol actually got into that container, actually fermented
probably
and created this,
gasoline. Oh,
or like this, like it reacted, like created this thing that ended up being like bright pink and like welcoming
like a
and
nuclear
flavorful.
fucking.
And then we drank it, and like it literally took probably 27 years of our life off.
Yeah,
That's a good estimate. Was it a plastic jug
I don't remember.
or glass?
I hope it was glass.
It's probably wood.
It probably would have melted
Like a
right through.
barrel.
Well, we can
That's
see
what I was
it,
saying. You
so-
guys drank
Like
so
a-
much microplastics, probably.
Yeah.
We can see it, so I'm gonna say it was either plastic or glass.
It was probably not BPA free.
It was bad, and like the lady was like explaining to us, she's like, "Well, it depends who's on the bar. 'Cause sometimes one of the bartender likes to put just like purposely makes it gross." And it's like, okay. And then like she's like, some people just try to make like a fancy drink out of it. I'm like, I don't think that works either. None of that works. Regardless how you say it, and you're mixing a bunch of random alcohols together.
And we have one
Oh.
girl who puts Pepto Bismol right in it.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. It was bad. And to this day, I'll never
Jesus.
forget the Doom shot.
Oh, I would never do that.
Yeah,
I don't. You know,
you only live once, kind of thing, right?
I guess you're like it's a buck. Why not? Then she goes to this
Yeah.
thing and she's like, like it's ketchup at a fast food
Like,
restaurant.
like when the ice cream machine's like warm and it's just like
Oh.
pouring out. Oh,
Shit, there might have been ketchup in there if it was pink. She just
Probably.
dissolved in. Oh my god.
it's like ketchup nays or ketchup-nays or whatever.
Mayo chup.
mayo
Get the fuck
chup. That's it, mayo chup. Yeah.
Some mayo must. Yo, those are actually pretty good. I've tried them before. I
Really?
shouldn't even shit on them, dude. Mayo chup. The mayo Q. It's pretty
Oh,
much
the-
campfire sauce from Red Robin.
Really?
Yeah, it's barbecue and mayonnaise pretty much. I think with like
That's
paprika.
funny.
Yeah,
It's
it's delicious
a little
though.
Smoky. That's
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
God, I've been the Red
Oh
Robin
yeah.
in a long
Did
time.
Mark leave us?
He had the pink.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
The byproduct of the show.
That's the show literally makes me have to run to
It's
the
funny
bathroom.
because, like, when you come out of my basement, it goes up the stairs, and my wife usually has her cigarette right there. And for the longest time, like, nobody, like, checked to see if she was there. So it's just like, here's my penis, and I'm gonna pee here. And she was like,
Maybe
guys.
gave a disclaimer
I've seen all your dicks, guys.
And I've had, like, this, and I've had, like, this thing.
with the.
I let it go for a while, but I'm putting
Because-
my foot down.
Because, yeah, my wife's like, you know, she's like, just let him know that I sometimes sit up there, and I don't need to see that. I was like, God. You can't see mine anyway, that's fine, but, you know.
All right, devil's advocate. There's like a lot of angles that you can look at. You don't
I'm sorry, Aunt's wife.
yeah,
It's like I can only smoke my cigarette downstairs, facing southward.
yeah. So that's
Maybe
cool.
work your way to the front.
Hey, you can't change. She's got a routine.
I understand.
You know how women are with routines. Love them. I don't know how true that is.
Happy
That's
wife,
mine.
happy life. That's all I know.
True that.
That's true. Keep her happy.
Yeah, mine has never been happy, so
Mine has zero emotion, and Marcus can actually testify to that.
that's pretty true.
A little bit of death.
So
She has
I've
zero
never
emotion.
seen somebody order so much food.
Yeah, she's like the smallest thing in the world, and she orders all the desserts. Or
What was that place?
appetizers.
It was like we were at our buddy Dan's freaking bachelor party where we went paintballing. She ordered this.
And
freaking
she got
thing.
the
It was probably the
sampler.
like my.
It was.
I know you. The listening audience can't see my arms right now, but like this thing like came out, and she's like, "Oh, this is what I ordered. This is
She's
for me."
she's like that expands way was like $43.
They had to pull up another table to put it on and stuff.
It came out.
It was like
came out in like a fucking wheelbarrow.
It was like 3
Uh,
restaurants worth of appetizers. Like they actually went downtown and picked up more food.
Yeah.
So throw it.
And then we had to cut awkwardly be like, "You guys want some of this?" since it wasn't ordered for. What else but her?
She wanted dessert.
Of course she wanted dessert.
Like, I was like, how can you possibly order more?
It's insane. She has this superpower. That's not
I
doing that.
envy the metabolism of that
Yeah,
woman.
right? God, it's amazing.
All right.
All right, Chris, what do you got for us for some tour chaos?
Say, Chris, you've been on Tour Chaos. Come on. We're talking
it's
about
always-
late Tour Chaos. So
It's
we need-
always New York. It's always New York, though. New York always has like the craziest, the most fun. Like a good. Here's a good one. Here's one that was like, oh, this is awesome. It was one of those areas where you show up because like I'm you know how upstate New York leading all the way to almost where you guys are is kind of like the tail end of that Rust Belt where a lot of towns are left behind. And you know we went to this place in New York and it was nice. A lot of stuff looked brand new, you know, but it was a fucking ghost town. We couldn't even find it. We couldn't find lunch. Like we saw a pizza place, we pulled over, we get out, we go to the door, sign on the door, closed for good. And we're like, gee, it didn't even look like they ever opened. It looked like they just built it. You know, a lot of places, it's a weird ghost town. But we get to the venue, and the venue is a tea bar. And it's literally tea. You know, they serve hard ciders and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But behind the lady, you know, behind the bartender is a wall of every tea you can imagine, which is cool.
I mean, yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
Like, if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean it's cool because we were drinking hard ciders, we were having a good time. We're playing music, and the other bands are playing, we're playing, and you know we're sitting down in between bands, and we're like, "Do you guys do food?" And she goes, "Actually, yes." You know, this is a white girl, by the way. We're like, "Oh, okay." She goes, "It's Korean food," and we're like, "What?" Okay,
Yes, got it.
you know, it's our now it's I think it was Rome, New York. It was somewhere out there, and now we're like Korean food. There's nothing of this place showed. It didn't look like they even had food. We just saw a kitchen, and we're like, "Oh, what do you got?"
Wait,
you know,
like
you go, and
Korean,
it's a,
Korean barbecue. They're coming out with like the lamb shake and like just like little
yeah.
slices of pieces.
No joke.
Wasn't that
No
a
joke.
Brazilian?
A Korean guy came out of the back from the kitchen and he was like, "Yeah, we got bulgogi, we got kimchi, we got clear noodles, we got beef." We're like, "What?"
No shit.
And, you know, we ended up getting it was actually really good. He was legit cooking back there. You know, we were drinking ciders, eating authentic Korean food.
That's
You
pretty
know,
awesome.
it was one of those like surprise venues where like this town is dead. What is the deal? And then we get there, we're like, "Oh, okay."
It's like
Okay.
fried chicken at a gas station.
It's like the burgers at
Ralph's.
yeah.
Legendary.
That was a better reaction to that. That's fine.
Well, to be
It's
fair,
funny.
To be fair, the last time we went there, it wasn't quite.
It wasn't as good,
It
but it's
wasn't
funny
quite that
because
way.
like you have like the bar, and then they'll be like, you know, I'll do the burger because that's all they have, I think, right?
Yeah, they only do it's like cheeseburger.
So she just like turns around and then there's just a charbroiler there, and she just makes you a burger.
This thing's on the
Weird.
grill for like 28 minutes.
It's there for a while, probably
the-
because only
like,
one of the burners works. Like
You can see
okay.
like the flames and like whatnot. You're like, dude, that thing's gonna be like a hockey puck. But like they flip it like once, and then it's
Yeah.
on there for like another 48 minutes.
That's like the guideline for you should only flip a burger once.
But
Yeah.
it's so epic good. But that actually reminds me of like another Ralph story. You remember a Culto?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Do you remember a Colto? The drink?
A
It was like
Colto?
Yeah, it was like a tequila
It was a
infused.
lager that was infused in tequila barrels.
Yeah.
It had like the what the hell's that
See, I
called?
remember Tequizas, but I don't remember that one.
Yeah, a Culto. So
Like the
we're
dead-
at Ralph's Rock Diner playing a show. Like we picked up this show like literally 2 days prior to it actually like happening. They're like, "Hey, a band dropped off. You guys want to be on?" And I was like, "Well, I doubt everybody will say yes." So I sent out a message, and everyone's like, "Yep, yep, 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 yep." I'm like,
Fucking Ralph's, of course we'll do it.
oh shit, I guess we're in. Which, by the way, Ralph's in Worcester, Massachusetts is probably like one of my favorite venues like
Oh.
ever. I love that place.
Good time.
They don't do a lot of metal except for Thursdays.
They do Metal Thursdays.
That's cool.
But these they had a special. It was like $2 for like a bottle of a Culto, and we're all broke ass bitches, so it's like, hey, anything is like $2 versus
Right,
you know,
yeah.
the 4, 5, 6, 7,
Like the
8,
Doom
9, 10.
Shot. Same thing.
Yeah.
So, I can't even count how many of those things I put down.
And I don't think we've ever had him again.
But
That was their supplier was like, "Those are no more, so get rid of what you got."
it
Like-
might have been. It might because I don't think
They
I ever,
kind
I
of
ever-
fall. Like I don't see him anymore.
Like they popped up for like a month, and then they like. And
Well, that's like, you
everybody's-
guys ever try those? You ever remember that Tequiza?
Oh,
It
the
was
name sounds
beer,
familiar.
but it was made from like what is it? agave plant, stuff like that. It was
Okay.
like a tequila beer. It was weird. I can't explain it.
Not quite tequila, but I like.
Yeah, they were called tequizas.
Interesting.
Yeah, they were around
The
for like
name
10
sounds
minutes.
familiar.
I knew tequilas. Tequila. Tequila.
I
Sounds like-
gotta bring it
Zool.
up. I gotta bring it back up. I'm trying to remember.
It's like a Corona Rita.
I do remember. I think like we
Corona
had 5
Rita.
people in the band. I think 4 out of 5 of us were pretty hammered off the combos.
I've only been drunk at one show.
You might have been the 5th. I guess the rest of us were. Like, I know me and Dan were probably fucking towed up.
It was tequiza, by the way. It is Tequiza, and it is not available. Combining beer with citrus to deliver a refreshing light taste.
Well, neither is a cult though, because like this obnoxious band at Ralph's Rock Diner this one time like drank like the whole fucking supply.
Ooh.
Fucking Dan.
Yeah, I definitely played at some places. I mean, we've driven out to Pennsylvania, and the show got canceled, and it got moved to another venue, and we showed up at that venue. And you all know the stigma around venue bathrooms, right?
I mean, all of ours are usually covered in nude women.
Yeah.
Common thing, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, it was one of those where, like, say you're standing here watching the band, they're in front of you. If you look right, there's a doorway, and in that doorway is a curtain, and behind that curtain is the one toilet.
Oh wow, that's
So, like,
Well,
if you could look over and you could just see someone's feet if they're taking a
the guy
shit.
is doing his thing. I
That
can't.
part-
I,
that part's
Like, it was so not personal. Yeah.
I would never drop.
It
those.
was awkward taking a piss in there because, like, you can literally.
a big gust of wind, and
that
then
was
it's like,
rough.
well, now you're a
I've-
sex offender.
Seen some rough bathrooms out. The curtain, you keep going, and the whole venue can see you. You say, "Hey, how you doing?"
It's like, hey, what's up,
Yeah.
guys? Weird.
I've driven to New York to play in a basement at a house, and you get there, and you're like, "Oh, this is definitely your parents' house." And I don't see parents around, so we played those shows.
I don't
Yeah,
see the
I don't
Lexus
think-
in the yard, but I can.
Yeah, he was in trouble. He was probably in trouble after they got back from wherever they were. I know that show. That show actually, we played. It was a long. What year was that? That show was actually on Acacia. We met up with Acacia Strain at that show,
Nice. That's
and
cool.
it was Bedlam. We'll bring it. We're gonna call back Bedlam in this kid's basement,
Okay, yeah, bringing back Bedlam. Nice.
especially as soon as it came on. Yes, Bedlam. Yeah, they were. I think they were still touring on Continent at that.
Okay.
For higher set. Poor kids had drywalls, and you can imagine how the drywall was gone by the time
Really,
that was
they
over.
just kind of busted it down.
People were running through the walls.
Oh,
It was just not a good show to have. In the early 2000s, the scene was crazy. I think it was a little bit crazier than it is now. So like, I would never have a show at my house.
We had a
Yeah.
there was a house in Winchendon, like when I was in high school. It was like I think the kid's name was Steve. It was like Steve's basement, and somebody told me about it one time. It was
Steve
like,
sounds like somebody.
it was like
who should-
going down like a highway, and like all of a sudden like there'd be like this house where like 40 cars just like parked, and like you could just go like in the back of the basement. They would have like these hardcore shows, and like kind of like the same thing. I think that originally like the basement had like drywall, and after like a series of these shows, like there was no drywall left. It was like we broke it down like the concrete.
That happens.
So it would just
that
be like a
happens.
concrete wall and like the solid beams, and like it wasn't like pretty anymore. And, like they started putting like we would tape like mattresses around like the support beams and like whatnot, just because they're in the middle of the room. And
Yeah.
if you couldn't keep out of the outside,
That's always the most fun, though.
Absolutely.
I love playing oddball venues. We played out. There's a place in New Jersey that was an ice skating rink, and they had off times where the rink had no ice, and they used to have shows there. They would let people rent it out and have a show there. So we were literally in an ice hockey rink with no ice.
That's cool.
That was a good time.
dude, I want to rent the
Yeah.
Civic Center in Pittsburgh. Like I want to do like
How much
an
is
all-day
that?
fest. I don't know. But
That's
I actually saw. I saw. Did I see it? It was Seven Dust. I saw Seven Dust there, like a pile of years ago. They were like,
Are they from New England somewhere?
Yeah, they're from.
yeah, they're native around here somewhere. I forget exactly where, but they
Because
literally
then like
played
WAAF really pumped them a long time back in the
Pittsburgh,
day.
Them,
the
Godsmack.
Pittsburgh Civic Center. Like I just remember, like you walk into the front door. It's like this massive. It's basically like a skating rink, like you described. No ice, so like there's seats and like.
I went to a Comic-Con there one time, I think.
There was like one vendor like selling hot dogs and bottled water.
Nothing's better than the Boston sausage guy vendor. That guy's the best.
We were way off. We were way off, by the way. Atlanta, Georgia, they formed.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I was
it's like-
kind of surprised too.
It's like South Boston.
Yeah.
Close.
Whatever, Seven Dust, fuckers.
Yeah, you fucking.
Well, we
guys.
appreciate you playing Fitchburg Civic Center. See, that got me down myself. Was I just high? I think it was Seven Dust. Had to be Seven.
It probably was. They used to come around all the time. Like I said, they had a AAF used to really jock them back in the day when they were a big metal channel.
The Civic
And they
Center
were-
used to have like massive shows, and like I was like, dude, I want to rent that fucking place.
You
I
guys
want my
seen them at the
rock-
Warp Tour back in the day in Northampton too?
I want my rock, metal, and podcast festival next year to be at the fucking Civic
That
Center.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I'm not gonna do an outdoor venue because like the weather fucking blows,
Mhm.
and there's like a 99.7% chance of like we got away with it this year.
Yeah,
like, when we
ours
did-
is pretty good.
Oh yeah, we had.
I mean, I was sick as shit, but
perfect.
fine.
Yeah, perfect.
I wanted to go. I couldn't make it, by the way. I wanted to come to that show.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. I forget why I couldn't. I just couldn't for some reason.
It's a witch. It's like, hey, dude, this is a show. It's where is it? It's a.
I tell people that work all the time.
They
Like, oh,
suddenly
we're playing a
just
show
come
and we're, like near us, and they're like, "Where is that?" I'm like, far away
Where?
from you. Yeah, but like you should still come, obviously.
That was good.
Listen, you have a GPS.
It's a good stage. You just can't count on outdoors. That's all.
Yeah.
So you need something like huge, like indoors. I'll even fucking rent the Eagles again. I don't give a crap. I'll do an all-day thing at the Eagles.
Why
Just
not?
give me downstairs also. Give me the downstairs hall for like the podcasts and like some fucking mayhem. Some food.
Some
Can you call it Bedlam Fest?
Bedlam. There we go.
Bed, bedroom fest.
Bedlam fest.
Problem is nobody will get it because nobody listens to these episodes. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love all you.
Shoemaker will definitely know what's going on.
Hey, John.
Yes. Yes.
You looked at me weird. I was like, oh Christ, did I just fuck up that name?
No. You got it right. You got it right. We're good. Yeah.
I wish I had those stories.
Hey,
I did see something weird at a show. Going back to that stuff
do it.
before we're out of here. I'm sure you guys are wrapping it up soon. But we went to a show in Illinois.
Every time he talks, my connection becomes unstable.
Yeah. Overload.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
I'll let
Yes,
all this terribleness out, I promise.
We had a show booked in Illinois. I think it was Springfield, Illinois, and it was at a record store. And the guy had cleared out pretty much the store, so that, I mean, obviously it wasn't huge, but he pretty much made a floor for the bands to play, and booked like I might have been 5 or 6 bands, and it was a fucking blast. But after like the third band, he had like a halftime, and this guy. We found out later he was like, you know how backyard wrestling used to be huge and all that.
Yeah.
This guy basically had his own halftime show. It was like the owner of the record store pulled out a literal little like homemade wooden bed full of tacks. He was doing backflips onto them, like 30 of them stuck in his back. He was doing like that kind of stuff. And it was so weird, but so badass to have a halftime show at a show that was
Here's my-
basically like, we're going to take a quick break and I'm going to pull out these tacks and shit. And I'm just going to do flips onto them. And we're like, all right.
Here's my Mankind impression. Enjoy.
Yeah. It was,
It's
he,
so
he
weird.
encouraged, yeah, but it was cool though, because he encouraged everybody to stay after the show. So in the back parking lot, people were having beers, hanging out, drinking. It was basically became like a social gathering.
Picking tax out of the guy. Yeah.
It's like a souvenir.
You get a tech. Like Oprah. Like an Oprah Winfrey thing.
You get attacked.
You get
You get
a
attacked.
And you get a tech.
All you have to do is.
He
pull
literally
it
had
out
30,
my
40
flesh.
tacks stuck in his back.
Jesus.
Way before COVID.
Dude,
Way before.
Rational fear.
Tax?
Yeah, basically.
No, you wanted talking about irrational fear that I found out the other day. I watched this video. You know those like at water parks the slides that you let like the floor drops and you go down, Like it's like tiny
Yeah.
tube.
Yeah, you have to cross your arms, cross your legs. And
So like he went
don't
up
move.
one of the things and didn't make it all the way and came back down, and he was in the tube and he couldn't go either way because he kept sliding back down it. That's fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah.
That
A
would,
lot
like-
of those places have like a trap door now because that
Yeah,
happens.
because at the end like they open the side, but like just that
Yeah.
moment, I would probably just die.
I would be waiting for the other guy to pummel me from above. Like I would forget in that moment that the bottom
I just want to be able to accept.
is
the fact
good,
that this
and
is
I would
it.
be sitting in there like, no.
Squish.
Yeah, like seriously, like if something's like barreling down at you, it's not like they can stop. Oh my god!
Yes, that's not on them. Crush. Can I get
And legs, trying to make
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Get out of his way.
Just get a reference. Homer Simpson. When he gets like super obese, tries to go down the water side, gets stuck, and like all the kids
Just block behind him.
There's a bunch of legs and arms.
I guess a weird venue that I played at when I was in high school, the band I was in, with Justin of Tala and whatnot. We did an acoustic show at the Hot Topic in the mall.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
It's fucking weird.
Why is that weird?
That's
That's,
cool,
awesome.
Yeah, like I guess like our guitarist knew like whoever owned or like ran the, and they're like, yeah, come on down. I had my little like bongo drum, and we just did like an acoustic set. Nobody really showed up,
That's cool.
but it was just like glorified acoustic practice. It was weird.
Yeah, that's not weird at all. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Like, if we ever got invited,
that was
it's like,
a memory that I
bring
remember.
Brendan down to like Hot Topic. It's like, okay,
Yeah, strange.
we'll go like full bore.
I want to play in the novelty toy section of frickin' play in the back of a Spencer's.
With all the dildos.
I mean, with all the erotica.
How many hand,
That's a very tight store, though.
how many
We would all be able to
handcuffs
get
can I
this
put
stuff.
on myself before I play?
I'd be up at like with the hats.
I'd be with like the millions of cups.
The hats are the fucking at this point the ugly sweaters.
Hats, ugly hats.
Just put up a no stage diving sign.
No moshing in the dildo section.
Well, that's for insurance. That's obviously for insurance purposes, folks. So,
Yeah, you could drive.
We don't
back
give a
out.
shit about the merch. Yeah, we don't care about the stuff here. Just don't much.
that's right.
Wait,
Tear the Spencers apart.
yeah, no, way worse stuff happens to it naturally, so running into it will be fine.
Someone will call the I Love Hook.
I heard a rumor there was an impromptu performance by a Blink 182 at a Denny's to answer the
I know there was. Oh, to answer the meme.
like
Yeah,
somebody
they
was
did,
like,
like-
that Denny's meme and they were like inserted like the Blink 182 guy, so I feel like it actually happened. Like they did it.
Well, they did it on stage a couple times already or some shit. I was reading recently.
What's the fuck up then?
Yeah.
I remember when we went and played at the Legion in Carson, not the Eagles, the Legion, and it was
the Elks.
Elks, and
They had that window.
so we went to the bar. So we usually do a band shot. That's a common thing that we kind of roll with,
Used to.
I like that. That's where we always used to do that too.
and we usually do dealer's choice
Mhm.
when it comes to we'll let the bartender pick a shot for us. Well, she goes, well, I don't drink, so I don't know. I was like, well, that's kind of that'd be like if I told you I didn't eat, but I cook food, because like, how do you know what anything? How do you make? I don't understand. Like whatever. So she made us this thing, and we're all standing there, and I look at my buddy Dan, and I'm like, there's like 6 flies in yours, and he looks at me and goes, down.
I was saying
I was like,
he basically snorted them. He Ozzy Osbourne those flies.
There was a lot of flies. I don't know where they came from, but they were in like most of our drinks.
Protein.
They're basically fruit flies. So I mean,
Yeah, fruit flies. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fuck-
like bar rescue shit, dude.
Yeah, like fuck boba. We got flies.
John
in our
Taffer
drinks.
will scream at you for that. He'll shine that light in the bottom of your bottle.
Can I actually? So the same show. We this was a cover band that we had like a pile of years ago. And
Oh, I remember this. Yep.
this
I
might
remember
have been
this
like our second or third show that we ever played together, like with the current lineup that we had.
Yeah.
And this girl reached out to us because she had this foundation that she was trying to support, or she was trying to raise money for something. And is like, oh, I found you guys. Like, I figured you're local. Like, you should play. And I was like, okay. What are we looking at for like set time? She's like, well, I don't really know. But I got this other band that's gonna play, and like this other guy is gonna play. And
the crazy guitar guy with the 10-string guitar.
I'm like, all right, cool. What do we need for equipment? Like, are we backline? Like, she's like, what? I'm like, equipment? Like, do we? Okay, let me start over. Do you have a PA? She's like, no. Okay. Long story short, I'll land this plane. I ended up offering and saying, okay, I have a PA. Why don't I bring the sound and like we will use ours and we'll play and like we will set up like your other guys and like whatnot. And she's like, all right, yeah, that sounds great. So we get that and we set up the PA and like whatnot. It's like, oh, like do you have a set order? Like do you have like a lineup? She's like, oh, well, I just figured, like, you guys will play for a few minutes, and, like, they'll play for a few minutes, and, like, this guy will play for a few minutes, and then, like, you guys just kind of keep rotating. I'm like...
Fucking round robin?
I'm like, what? So
like an open mic?
It's just like...
So I was like, no, stop. Like, there was 2 full bands, I think, that played. Yeah. And, like, one dude that was, like, by himself, which he was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I remember his name, because I would give him all the credit in the world. Like, he was actually a ball. Yep. And I would actually have invited him, like, on more shows, because, like, he was actually that much fun. Mm-hmm. This broad... She was a fucking trip. I can't remember the name of the organization that she was supposedly... But she made, like, a comment. It's like, oh... I would have invited somebody else if I knew that you guys didn't have like a better following. Because like I know this other band and like they have like I'm like, wow, like we just like volunteer time and equipment and basically ran your show for you, big dumb bitch.
For free?
For free.
Yeah, that's when you should have slapped her with the bill. Oh, that's fine. Here's the bill for sound and
equipment and moving.
Like just
working the door.
Pile the stuff back in the truck, boys. But it is a walk of shame. That's our drunk walk of shame. Like working for somebody like her.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, that was
fucking cover bands. I hate cover bands. No.
I had some. I mean, like a Ralph show is good, or one of our Snowbound Club ones was good, but they pulled the plug on us. They forgot about us. We were the headlining band, and they had like the last guys go on, and they were gonna be like done.
Well, they put us at the end because they knew we were like the heaviest band. They're like, well, we can't put them in front of anybody.
Why not?
But they had like a half a dozen tribute bands, or like not tribute bands, but they had a half a dozen. There was this one local like original band, and like all the original members like got back together for like this one show, and instead of giving them the 25 minutes that they gave like everybody else, like these guys played for like fucking an hour and 10, and like nothing else ever got adjusted, but there was still like a hard cap at like 11 p.m.
Damn.
And we were the last band to play because my buddy Tom, his band 109, which was also a hard rock cover band like kind of thing, like they fucking killed it, and people were like leaving the venue after them. It's like, oh yeah, that's basically the end of the night, because like it's like, no, there's actually one more band. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I can assure you, because like I'm playing.
We're in it.
Yeah, I didn't play yet, and I'm supposed to.
I think we got like 3 songs, and then they were like,
yeah, pretty much.
That was that announcement. It was like, I'll fucking play till they unplug me, and some guy came up with,
fuck.
It's like, oh.
He did that.
I'm making my stand. Okay, you're done. All right. Well,
Man.
When's your favorite time to play? What's your favorite position to play at a show? Like ideally.
Right now.
Like say you get booked on a show. What would make you excited if they told you when you were playing?
I like the middle.
Like say 5 bands. Yeah.
I like the middle.
3 or 4.
Yeah, like right in the middle. Like the
I feel
Palladium
like that's
show.
universal.
Like the Palladium show, I think our spot was almost perfect.
Yeah, I think you're right. Third or fourth is the best.
Yeah, we landed free.
Yeah.
Because they left creation and then it was
Scarecrow Hill.
I feel like that's the best at this level. Because if you open, you play for nobody and it's discouraging because you're a smaller band. But you play like third or fourth and people are showing up.
Yep.
And you
You
really get an
headline
opportunity to play. Yeah.
You headline now, it doesn't mean anything. Like
Unless you're a big band, that's the big thing. Yeah, you got to be like
well,
the
that's-
big
as an
boy.
example, like so
We had
like,
Fathom Farewell.
the show that we had over the summer, like Creation Crisis, like
That
we
too.
ended up putting it as our headliner, and they sold more tickets than any of the bands combined. Like they raised like a lot of money, and there just wasn't anybody there at the end of the night. And like I mean that was a 5-band bill that like
Yeah.
wrapped up.
And
at,
we
like,
played
11 p.m.
before them, and like we had like packed.
and it was, I just.
You got to be a big band now if you're gonna stay. Yeah.
But it wasn't even a show that was like 1 o'clock in the morning, which like, I understand. like even our guitarist at the time, Jake, is like, dude, yeah, this shit's like just too fucking late. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? I used to go to shows where the fucking headliner would go on like 1 o'clock in the morning.
I think
like-
think nowadays, yeah, it's got to be like 9 or 10 o'clock. I feel like is the latest the headliner should walk on stage, especially if you're making the first band play at like 6 or 7.
It's
Yeah.
just insane to me. But like this one wasn't. I don't think was like any kind of like a stretch. I mean, it was literally a 7 to 11.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
were on what 10:30.
Yeah, like 11 p.m. was like, and like there was just nobody there. It's like, what the fuck, man?
And then you feel bad because like you put them there and they're like doing their best to play, but it's just awkward because nobody's there except us. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, you might as well have opened at that point.
a glorified practice at that point. So like,
Just it's a strange community.
don't get me wrong, we've played
Yeah,
plenty
we
of
don't have-
times, but
Yeah.
But again,
tough.
it's another one of those shows. Like it's in the middle of nowhere. Like there's nothing else out here to like draw you in. Like if you're not here for the show, I mean, it's like it's just not gonna happen. So,
Yeah. You guys ever drive somewhere far and then realize that only the only people there watching you are the other bands that drove as far as you to play?
Oh, dude, I played
we
the
did the one in
15 years or so that I've been a musician. I think I played to the bands like
when we played at the Lucky Dog. We played after this band that was like they were at least the entire band. Like none of them were under the age of like 55. I'm gonna even go like 60. Like I thought the drummer was like getting comatose.
that's the night the sound guy actually made a comment. It was like, "You guys don't have to keep going." Like it's like, well, we'll play 2 more just to like kind of
So, like,
gracefully
well,
like,
like
exit.
A bunch of people showed up for my work, and that's when I drank too much. We don't talk about that.
That's a recipe for disaster. And we
So I drive everywhere. I usually drive just because I like to, and one, and also the fact that my entire drum set fits in my car, so I
And he doesn't
cart
know the
that
rest.
around. But no. So it was like
The rest of these guys are out of
so
control.
he got like a U-Haul, and we had the pickup, so everything was in, and we all drove together because it was in the middle of Worcester, and like our my people that I work with showed up, and they're just this girl's boyfriend is like loaded, so he's just like tequila shots for everybody.
We went out to eat. This guy stayed back and drank.
Ooh. Hey, someone else was paying. Fuck it.
I did a drum solo or some kind of fucking.
I think it
That was weird.
was
My
one of
back-
those ones
in my-
where like you thought it was glorious, but everyone out there was like, "Oh, you were just like."
It reminds. It's like the Family Guy episode. I don't know if you watched it enough, but like where they
They
Peter
smoke
Lewis-
weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like they do like the concert and it's like beautiful, but then like they're like, no, actually it's just like da, da, da. It's like, yeah, it's probably how it was.
Anthony is never performed that bad.
I don't think. I mean,
Except
I
for
don't.
background vocals for the flagpole scene.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Bad.
Fucking sheep. That might have been the last time I think Anthony.
I never did those backing vocals.
We
for
go
the
to the
song again.
video and he's like, I'm never doing that. And he refused.
All set.
That was
Thanks.
his Twitter. Alright, I think we dragged this one as far as we can.
Yeah. This voice is dead.
Christofer with a K.
Yes.
Thanks, pal.
Thanks for hanging
I
out
got
with us.
F's and K's and all that stuff.
Give the
Nice.
give the people one more plug of your stuff, man.
Everything you got.
First and foremost, I appreciate you guys for inviting me on. This is awesome.
Anytime. Maybe we'll think of collaborating with your podcast sometime. That would be fun.
I've already thought about it. I've been mulling it over for I got a few things we're working on where we might be doing a live show this coming Tuesday night maybe, but also recording it. Yeah, but either way, Distracted and Disorderly podcast. It's everywhere and on YouTube. Also check out my socials, CK Riffs. I'm on there doing stuff here and there. I'm gonna start doing a lot more guitar videos. I dropped one this morning that I'm probably gonna turn into a song. I don't know if you guys went and checked that clip out I dropped earlier, but I think
did.
that might become something. Because the riff, I keep listening to the riff and I'm like, I can do stuff with this. But yeah, check out Distracted and Disorderly, CK Riffs. I'm out there. My music's out there. I'm on Spotify. It's under Christofer K. If you look me up on Spotify, I have a few songs out there. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say, as far as being on a part of a live show, that would probably be a bad idea. Like, we're more the edit kind of people.
We're bad at life. We'd figure it out. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. And,
the digressions sometimes go beyond like the control of the FCC airwaves.
Right.
Like, I would.
Right.
If you ever want to do like a nice recording, I would say like we're aboard. But as far as live,
Before I forget, check it out.
you're gonna have to plug
Check her
that
out.
again.
She's doing her thing
You're gonna have
at
to plug that
Novitle, Novitle. She does she plays video games, live stream. She's my co-host on Distracted and Disorderly. And again, I appreciate you guys for letting me come on, hang out.
we appreciate you, pal.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, go
I'm
get a
gonna
good
see you
night's
guys.
sleep. That way,
I'm gonna see you guys what Friday, right? We doing
Yes,
this
sir.
Friday?
I believe that's the plan.
Yeah, somebody's doing it Friday.
I'll be there.
All right, I understand. It didn't land.
He just looks at the back of you.
It's just like, what the?
Oh man, I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go play with some music. I think.
Nice.
I think
Well,
I got
if you
time.
do
It's
anything,
9
just send me
o'clock.
it.
All right, pal. We'll see you. We'll see you, kid.
All right, later, guys.
Okay, bye.
Time to grab another beer and then talk about it. This is the Heavy Metal Over 6 beer review.
The beer and wine outlet. It's right next to Guitar Center.
Nope.
Natick? We've gone to the Natick Guitar Center a bunch of times.
I understand
Natick
the area.
Mall.
I just
Yeah.
I don't know the place.
It's called like the beer and wine outlet or whatever.
It's,
So, and,
it's
like-
probably like the actual name.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
really.
It's like kind of called the beer and wine outlet, like almost like it's called the beer and wine
So-
outlet.
All the most of their craft beers, I didn't see any of them over $20, which is amazing. So I have a hatred for pumpkin things. This beer is called No Pumpkin. Let me read the back of this for you.
Sloop
Sloop
Brewing Company.
Brewing Company. The back of this says, brewed without any pumpkin or spices for 100% pure IPA pleasure. It's fucking amazing. I saw this and I was like, that's fucking perfect because I fucking hate pumpkin. This is not for white women.
Oh god. Not for basics.
No.
No basics allowed.
There was so I was torn between two.
Ooh. Smells spicy.
That's weird. There was this beer, and then there was one called Stupid Leaves, which I almost got two because we got the fucking leaf fall right now. But no, I went with the pumpkin one because there's no pumpkin in here. Alright, buddy. There's no pumpkin in this up.
Alright. Ooh.
I don't know what that flavor is.
Tastes like a Scottish ale.
This is Indian Pale Ale.
You know what I'm saying? though? It has like that
That weird.
that tang, like
Yeah.
if it was in like a Scottish barrel,
Doesn't say anything.
which hurts my soul. God damn you can.
We're fighting with our light near. It's rather dim. It's got a weird funk.
That's a good word for it, funk. Oh. I'll
It's
tell you
not-
what.
It's not terrible.
I guess the more you drink it, if you get more hammered, it goes down a lot
I
smoother.
think it's more or less now that you know it's there.
Yeah, it's like I'm ready for you now, Scotland.
I forget. Did we say where it's from? Canned by Sloop Brewing Company, Hopewell Junction, New York, and Hampton, New Hampshire.
Hampton, like Hampton?
Yeah, Hampton, New
Like
Hampshire.
our Hampton?
Hampton, New Hampshire.
Really?
It's got the weird. It's almost got like that imperialness to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's
Like
probably some imperial in there. You see a percentage on this thing anywhere?
6.
Oh, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Huh.
It's not terrible.
Eh.
I mean, I kind of went more like the gimmick of the name and.
Oh, the can is a complete. Like, I appreciate the story.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I hate anything pumpkin related.
I never.
I think
had
I actually used to like pumpkin.
I've
Like
told-
a pumpkin iced coffee I could get into, and
So
pumpkin pie I can still handle.
yeah,
But
pumpkin pie's okay, but I mean, I've told my shipyard pumpkin head story. I'm pretty sure.
oh god, ugh.
Not doing it for you.
No, I'm just thinking about your story.
Oh yeah. So yeah. And so ever since that, I can't do. I mean, that's probably my hatred for
Yeah,
it.
fucking shipyard and
Vanilla vodka, baby.
there's the other one. What's the other big pumpkin one? It was a shipyard. It was Jacko or something.
Okay, that's starting to sound fire.
Doesn't matter because I would never drink it.
Is it like a UFO one or something?
It might have been. It might because like
UFO's got the weird.
my wife now used to love that stuff, and like she would buy these cases of it and like have like 2 of them, and then they would just sit in the fridge. And it's like I'm not touching them. Like I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not that much of an alcoholic.
Oh.
Like I draw the line at one point. It's
Yeah,
like I'm
right.
not doing that. No, anything pumpkin flavored, ugh, like coffee, beer. It's like nope.
Anything pumpkin spice, not a fan of.
Especially now, it's just like it's like ass flavored sugar.
Yeah, because now we're getting like into the fall shit. So like specialty drinks at restaurants are all.
Pumpkin teenies. It's like
Yeah.
get the fuck away from me, dipshit.
But a rating for no pumpkin. It's growing on me very slowly.
I'm somewhere between 2.5 and 3. I feel like I want to be positive and just go 3.
It doesn't help that my nose is completely.
It might be helping you actually.
Maybe it
'Cause
is.
I'll tell you what. There's an odor coming out of this can. It's like that's what I was like originally like. Ooh, Scottish ale. Ooh. Which by the way, Scottish ale, you sickos.
Putting the haggis in it. That's what
Like,
it is.
yeah, I'm not. You know what? If that's what it takes to be a man, I'm not a real man.
Then you can have my fucking, mail card.
I'll fucking mail my balls and wiener to you.
You can have them.
Whatever. I give up.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't go higher than 3.
I feel like I'm being optimistic here, but I feel like as I drink this, I'll probably not want any more. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to be like a little much.
Yeah, I actually don't want to share another one with you.
It's fine. I'll go back to my whirlpool. Yeah, I'd probably be in the middle. Like it's not that it's terrible. I've had much worse things, so like middle of the road is our best bet.
It's not making me completely sad, but I'm not very happy.
I mean, it gets at least a 1.5 just for like the can, but
You know, it might be that. It might be comic relief.
Hmm.
All right, we did good. That's a beer review.
that
We
is
tried.
the beer review. All right, Dave, take us away. We could have recorded him, and then I could just use it.
Yeah, we should.
Well, we are Heavy Metal Over a 6-Pack, the only place for local, national, international rock, metal, and beer reviews with a little bit of wrestling and everything else. Fuck you, Sully. We love you guys. We'll catch you later.
Goodbye.
That is the end of this episode. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of Heavy Metal Over a 6-Pack podcast. Marcus, Dave, and Anthony signing off. Check out the podcast at hmoa6pack.podomatic.net. Email hmoa6pack@gmail.com. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.